playing at home and playing away in an IPL where it is not, is it as intimidating as you would be associating it with other team sport, or is it a little different? Or is there a lot of difference between things, apart from the conditions? I'm talking about the crowd support and the atmosphere.
Yeah, look, we love coming home for sure.
Stop talking, please. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, obviously very happy to come home. My first year was Eden Gardens at home, and certainly coming from New Zealand where we struggled to get even a quarter of that crowd to a game, playing in front of a home crowd at Eden Gardens is fantastic. So no doubt the fans get behind us, and certainly the last home game we here, it really felt, even from me sitting on the sidelines, that they got behind the team and got us across the line. I think with any sport you're playing at home, it always helps, but it is interesting. I do find sometimes in India how we were playing RCB and obviously a lot of Kohli fans, so no doubt sometimes the love is spread between both teams, but we do talk about it as overseas that it's amazing regardless of the game conditions and the score, the support, the noise, the excitement around the game is always there, so it's a lovely place to play.
Thank you.
Lockie, Sandeep here. Last year we saw that there was a battle of pace between you and Umran about who bowls the fastest ball in IPL. So how do you see this rivalry, or how do you rate this?
I think you guys probably created the rivalry more than me and Umran, but certainly there's an awesome brotherhood amongst the fast bowlers, especially ones who sort of go over 150, and it's exciting to see a young bowler, especially an Indian, come through with such raw pace and talent, and have played him internationally now too, and he's had some great success there, so all I can do is encourage him to keep bowling quick. We've got Anrik, we've got plenty of other bowlers around the comp who can bowl 150, so from that point of view, I think the brotherhood around the fast bowling, we support each other. It's nice to talk in between games, but yeah, I'll wish him all the best.
But is there any special feeling to be called as the fastest bowler in IPL?
Look, it was nice to get it in the final last year. That's the fastest ball I've ever bowled, so yeah, for sure I try to bowl as quick as I can. So nice when you get a PB like that, but for me it comes back to the team, what we're trying to do, trying to win the game of cricket, trying to win the trophy, and certainly that's the main focus, and those other things I guess give you guys something to write about, which is great. But yeah, from my point of view, I just love fast bowling. I know how much hard work it takes and effort to constantly turn up every day and bowl as quick as you can and try to clock up 150. So from my point of view, yeah, it's a lot of respect for him.
Thank you.
Next, anyone?
Yeah, could you describe how the mood has changed in the last 2 weeks after losing the first game and maybe chasing down 200 plus twice?
Yeah, look, the mood doesn't change too much, within the team. Certainly this squad, we've got a lot of experience, and T20 is a fantastic game, that the game can be won or lost in the last ball, and I think throughout every IPL I've been a part of, it seems like every game comes right down to the last over, which is why it's such a great product. But I think it's important, Chandu, our coach, Nitish has been great with his leadership as well, and just maintaining some calm. It's early in the comp. Yeah, we had an early setback for sure, but rain sort of played its part there. So it's important to stay even. Similarly, when I play back home, it's I guess the teams that tend to stay more even throughout competitions and world events that come out on top.
Next, anyone?
Yeah, Lockie, this is Indrajit from BP. As Andre is underperforming as a finisher, but there's Rinku Singh and Shardul Thakur who has performed really well. So has that calmed down the pressure of the team in the finishing side?
I don't think Andre is underperforming. He played well in the first game, and then he had a couple of early wickets. Unluckily, I guess, in the last game. So I would say he's far from underperforming. We know what Dre can do, particularly here. That was my first season and experience of Andre, and Jesus, I've never seen a guy hit a ball like that. So nice to be on his team this year, actually, and watch him. And I'm sure tomorrow night he's going to put on a show for us all.
I have a question about coaching. When you've played in the IPL for the most part, I know last season at GT you did as well. So now a couple of seasons with an Indian coach, mostly most overseas players get coached with overseas coaches here. Tell me a little bit about what you have learned as an overseas player, working with Indian coaches over the last few seasons, and is there anything different in the style of coaching with the other coaches you work with around?
Yeah, I think Ash and Chandu are probably different coaches, and they're probably confident enough to say that they go about how they coach and lead a team differently. It's been a great experience with Chandu from the start. I love his honesty, and he gets around all the players, and he knows where the team's morals are and how we want to go about our business as a team. And of course, probably from the outside, it's all about win or loss, but as I said earlier, it's that consistency and trying to create a culture and a team value that's consistent. And I think from an early stage, Chandu's definitely brought that in. Yeah, excited to see where the team goes. But yeah, certainly nice to have him leading from the front.
Anyone else? The last question? No? Thank you.
Cheers.
Sir?
Okay.
Yeah.
Lockie, you mentioned that a T20 game can change in the last ball, and we all know that. Now, as someone who went for some rounds till the last over in the last game, and then you had Yash who went for more, what would be your message to a player like that when, given your wide international experience, what would be your message to a player like that who's just starting out?
Yeah, I actually played a lot with Yash last year, and he was exceptional. I was very impressed with his demeanour when he played. He was very calm and knew his skill set. But at the same time, IPL, you get those games where, for whatever reason, it sort of snowballs and they score a lot of runs, sometimes out the middle of the bat, sometimes from edges. But it is probably the most challenging part about being a fast bowler, and certainly a death bowler, is reviewing each game and going, did I miss today executionally? Was my plan correct, incorrect? And then moving on from that, because sometimes we've got the best cricketers in the world here and they play some incredible shots. But on another day, you're going to get that slice of luck. So it's a challenging thing for sure. Sometimes the longer you play as well, it gets more challenging. But having chatted to Yash and wishing all the best, I know he'll come back much stronger from it. It's sort of, I guess, part of the journey of being a death bowler, but he loves the challenge. He loves the opportunity to bowl at that moment, and he enjoys the privilege of bowling at a time when the game's on the line, so I'm sure he'll be better for it.
All right. Thank you guys.